Mm. Mm, 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 mm. All right, so we're gonna start off by melting 3 tablespoons of butter. And this is the butter that I just had left in one of my sticks. So this is 3 tablespoons, and we're gonna let this butter melt. And I do have my oven preheating to 425 degrees because that is the desired temperature that's the instructions state on the back of the pizza dough. So if you hear all the clicking and whatever happening in the background, that's my oven preheating. All right, now that the butter is nice and melted, I have a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and we're gonna cook that down. Okay, that didn't take long. And I have my stove on medium heat, by the way. So now that I have cooked all the butter down and you see that all the white is gone, I'm going to stir in my milk slowly. Nope, the oven's ready. And this is 2 cups of 2% milk, or whatever milk that you choose to use. Now, if you are cooking like breakfast sausage, or if you had bacon or something like that, you could easily use the fat from the sausage or the bacon instead of using the butter. But I'm not cooking any sausage. I have some Jimmy Dean turkey sausage crumbles that I'm going to use, and all you have to do is add the turkey sausage crumbles onto the pizza. So therefore I need some fat, and that's where my butter comes into play. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and season it. I have some salt that I'm gonna add. Isn't this the cutest shaker? My mom gets me the best things. I have, she got me salt and pepper shakers like this, and I just think this is so cute. So just, it's a little salt. I'm gonna add some garlic powder. Some onion powder, and gosh, I'm running low, but don't worry, I picked me up another onion powder today. So a little onion powder. And I have been waiting to try this. This is ground white pepper by McCormick. So I'm really excited to use this. So we're gonna use some white pepper. And I want just a little bit of heat. So I'm just gonna add just a few red pepper flakes just to give it a little heat. And we're gonna stir. And I'm gonna put in a can of cream of mushroom soup. It does not require this because as this thickens, it'll create the gravy on its own. But I am my mother's child, and I thought to myself, you know what would be good in this? Some cream of mushroom. And I said, Lord, you have turned into your mother, because my mother is the queen of, you know what would be good in this, or you know what we should add, or you know what we should try, or if I were you, I would put such and such in there. And lo and behold, here I am thinking, okay, Ashley, we're going to keep this simple. We're not going to do too much. And here I am adding some cream of mushroom soup. But this isn't a requirement, but this will help to thicken it up a little quicker. And it'll just add just another layer of flavor. And of course, we just stir that in. And really, we are done with this. We wait till it thickens. And then we'll be ready to put this over the pizza crust. But just like if you're making homemade caramel sauce or gravy, you know, things take time. You don't want to rush it. Simple, but you know, you got to have just a little bit of patience. And then you taste it along the way to make sure that it is seasoned to your liking. Add whatever you think you need to add. And you know, you want to stir along the way. And you want to keep the heat medium to low because you don't want it to burn. Like I said, this is a slow and steady wins the race type process. But once this is thickened a little bit, I'll come back on camera and show you what it looks like, and we will continue with the rest of the process. I don't know if you all can tell, but it's beginning to thicken, and we're not there yet. We're almost to the desired consistency. I apologize, I have not been watching the time, so I'm not quite sure how long it's been on the stove. Maybe about 10 minutes or so. I should have been more cognizant of the time, but you know, you just want to, yeah, we are almost there. Still have just a few lumps that I want to get on. Even if there still are some lumps in it, it's okay, because we're going to spread this over pizza dough. But really, we are almost to the consistency. You all, I tasted it. It is delicious. Very good. It is definitely reminiscent of that old school breakfast pizza, you know, that gravy. And I always wondered, how did they make that pizza? And even if you don't use all of this gravy on the pizza, you could definitely reserve the rest, or, you know, keep the rest and use it for something else. Pour it over some rice, some chicken, add you some breakfast sausage to it, and have you a little gravy on the side for breakfast with a biscuit. By the way, Harris Teeter buttermilk biscuits, their frozen biscuits are really good, by the way. This will be really good over a Harris Teeter biscuit. Okay, I'm done. So I'm going to remove this from the heat because it will continue to thicken. So I'm going to remove this from the heat and sit it on my cooling rack, and let's finish assembling the rest of the pizza. But that is the consistency that I am looking for. So I have Just Roll pizza crust, and all you have to do is roll it out. And I have unbleached parchment paper that I'm using. Okay. And I'm using, I think this is a 17.5 by 13 pan, or 18 by 13 pan. But we're just gonna put that on there. Spread the gravy on top. And I'm definitely gonna have gravy left over, and I am okay with that. Like I said, I can use it with biscuits or whatever else I choose to eat it with. Some chicken, whatever. So I'm sprinkling on my cheese. I had been talking the whole time and I thought I was recording and I was not. So let me just repeat what I just said. I hate when that happens. I'm using an Italian cheese blend. I didn't have an Italian 5 cheese blend. I didn't have any just straight up mozzarella in my refrigerator. So we're gonna use what we have. This will definitely work. We're gonna make it do what it do. Okay, and I did 2 cups of cheese. Of course, you add the amount of cheese that you want to your liking. And I have the Jimmy Dean fully cooked turkey sausage crumbles. And once again, just measuring out what I have here so I'll know how many calories I'm eating. So I have 1 cup that I will just sprinkle across the top here. And let's do one more cup. Okay. Let's give this side some love. And I want to sprinkle just a little more cheese across the top. So I'm going to eyeball it here. Yes, I'm putting my hand in my cheese. And that's about 1/4 of a cup that I'm sprinkling on top. Probably about 1/3 of a cup, actually. And I'm going to put this pizza in the oven and let it bake until the cheese has melted. Like I said, the sausage is fully cooked. The gravy is fully cooked. And so really, we just want the pizza crust to get brown and we want the cheese to melt. And I'll show you what that looks like afterwards. And I'm not sure if they put Italian seasoning on it in school, but I'm going to add some Italian seasoning to mine because, duh, it's pizza. A little Italian seasoning across the top. Now she's, and you know what? Let's add some parsley flakes. Here I go being my mama again. I have some McCormick parsley flakes. Now, are parsley flakes in Italian seasoning? Absolutely. But am I adding additional parsley flakes? Absolutely. Just to give it a little color. A little razzle dazzle. Now our pizza is ready for the oven. All right, our pizza is out of the oven. You can see it crisped in places better than others, and I'm sure that's where there's less sauce, but it is finished. It baked for, I had it in there for 25 minutes and then I put it under the broiler because you really want it to be crisp a little bit. The next time I will bake the crust a little bit before adding the ingredients. But anyway, I think it's still going to be delicious, okay? So we're definitely going to let this cool. Y'all, look at all this gravy I have left over. And why am I thinking about drizzling some across the top? Don't y'all think that would be amazing? I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's let this cool for a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna drizzle some more gravy across the top, and then we'll be ready for our taste test. Y'all know how I said I was gonna let it cool, child. I don't even think it's been 5 minutes. Let's dig in. Lord, please bless this pizza that I'm about to receive for the nourishment of my body. In your name, Christ Jesus, I pray. Amen. And I want this corner right here. Am I gonna cut it? No. I'm just gonna pull, because this is my pizza. Look at that. Wow. Now, should I have let it cool a little bit longer? Absolutely. It is piping hot. Y'all, look at that cheese pull. Bon appetiti. That's so good. And of course, I'm off camera because I just don't feel like being on camera today. But y'all, this is amazing. And since I'm feeling froggy, I'm gonna jump what I really want to do is take this gravy, put it in a separate bowl, and then I want to dunk my pizza in the gravy. Now tell me that's not big back activity. Dunking pizza in gravy is so good, y'all. Y'all have got to take my word for it. Even though you can't see my face, I'm sure you can hear my face. Definitely try this. I would bake the pizza crust ahead of time, maybe just for a few minutes, maybe 7 to 8 minutes, and then add your gravy and your toppings. But overall, this is very good. A very quick meal, low maintenance, something that you can assemble very quickly, and it's going to be a crowd pleaser. All right, so I'm going to get off camera and finish eating my pizza. My name is Ashley Richardson, and that is Miss Richardson to you if you are a student watching, and I know that I have some out there. Thank you so much for spending just a little bit of your time with me here today. I really appreciate you watching. Drop down in the comments and let us know if you try this recipe or if you have tried this before. Do you like it? Do you not like it? And you know what, you guys, that Italian seasoning, it made a difference. But thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next time. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Share, comment, do all the YouTube things. Okay, thanks guys. See you in the next video. Bye.